right, what's up, everybody? It's Friday. So I did prep for the stream today. It happened. We have some grammar that I want to go over. I don't think it's going to be as hard as yesterday's. Maybe it will be. I threw in some extra curveballs for today, at least. Vanna, you failed your midterm? Is that going based off of getting a grade back, or are you just feeling it out and you're just not liking how you're feeling about it? Dude, Tony. That's the real OG Tony profile. What's up, my dude? Yeah, I completely agree. What a time to be alive. So I do want to kind of just wait a little bit longer to give people the chance to roll in. I know it's going to be a light sesh just because it is Friday, but we will be cruising into this shortly. The key with grammar, and I will say before we get started, is you have to be super consistent with the way that you do each problem. Because if you just shoot from the hip, BTFO. So when we go over it and when we go through this grammar passage, do your best to follow the technique. What is the technique? Don't even read the passage. Don't even waste your time reading it. Go straight to the answer choices. Ask yourself at a surface level, just not even caring about deeper concepts, but just like you know how they have those pictures where like 5 things are changed on one side and you have to figure out. That's what you need to do with the answer choices. Just go, okay, what is just really different? Oh, okay, a comma is right here in this one and it's not there in this one. Okay, so they're switching commas. That's your category. Or, oh, the words are different. Oh, is that a word choice? Oh, they're all transition words? Transition. Everything's got a category. 4 points each and 5 wrong, so 20 points off. Yeah, it's well, let's just hope that like you're being hard on yourself, which can happen. Coming back this week off vacation was interesting. Definitely interesting. It's so hard. What's up, Crunchy? Dude, Crunchy keeps sending me XP and COD. Thanks, dude. I've been upgrading my loadout. So yeah, it's Friday, guys. You guys got anything going on this weekend? What's up, Bruce? Because we're about to do some grammar. We're about to do a grammar passage. I think 8 minutes and 45 seconds is how long it's going to take. Something like that. Homegrown. I tilled the soil. I planted the grammar passage seeds. I watered them. Photosynthesis. And now we have a very beautiful grammar passage to do today. Freshly baked. Rusum, you qualify for a tournament in Harvard. That sounds pretty chill. What type of tournament is it? Is it like a math tournament? That's cool, man. Good luck with that. Okay, I think this is it. I think this is the squad today. So let's get into this. Let's do this grammar passage. 30 paragraphs for Monday. Bruh. Dude, what? They want you to make like a 21-page report? Dude. It's a speech and debate tournament. Dude, that's cool, man. That speech and debate is cool. Like, I know it's kind of nerdy, but like the actual like skills you learn in that are real skills. Those are like actual real world skills that you can use to like get stuff. How do you destroy sweaty nerds in debate? You gotta get in their head early, bro. Gotta get in their head. Before the competition even begins, you gotta go over to them and say what up. Also, in a debate, if you start losing the debate, name calling always works. Just debate to name call. All right. Freshmen excited for the week off? Week off? You guys get a week off or something? I take no weeks off, except for when I take vacations. I took 2 weeks off after the SHSAT. But other than that, I'm always on the grind. Okay. Are you guys ready? I'm kind of ready. I'm kind of ready for this. I think it's time. All right. Where's the clock at? Oh, look at that, dude. It's already ready to go. All right, chill. Let's cut this music. Stalking them on social media? Yeah, definitely. Like find out their friends' names and stuff. Be like, oh, you know him too? Yeah, he was telling me about you. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So you need to, right. We can't just jump straight into this. You guys need to set up 1 through 11 on a piece of paper or in the comment bar. I'll show you the comment bar. Because of the January Regents? Oh, dude. Yeah. Well, when is that? Is that next week or the week after? All right, so what you're going to need, you sitting at home or on a bus, you are going to need 1 through 11. Okay, I fill out a comment. Like, that's how I would do this. Oops. Like something like that. I'd fill out a comment like that and keep it in the comment bar, and then you can fill out your answers. Yuma says, do I like volleyball? Yeah, I do. I think it's pretty chill. I like playing it. I like watching it. It's very intense. I like that. I also like I like beach volleyball. It seems like more competitive, you know? Okay, so fill out on a piece of paper in the comment 1 through 11. We are going to be grinding today, guys. Grinding. 11 questions. You're going to have 45 seconds a question. The clock spins around, and that's a minute and a half, so you get like half of the clock time. That makes sense? Okay, so I think I've talked enough. I've stalled enough. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the like, because we are going to be grinding. Absolutely grinding. It's the anime for me. Oh, cool. I'll check that out. Haiku. All right, I'll definitely check that out. Thanks. What about shaking? What about shaking, Rachel? You want to destroy kids? Yeah. Dude, I think I know what Poke's gonna say, and yeah. I'm pretty sure he's going to, I know what he's gonna say, but it's good advice. It's great advice, actually. So we're going to jump into this. 11 questions. I think 8 minutes and change and whatever. The chat is absolutely exuberant today. Wow. I knew you would say that, Poke. Tyler, how did I lose subscriber? Last questions before we jump in. how did I lose subscribers? I always lose subscribers this time of year. January is like notoriously slow. But like Social Blade only counts by 10 because of a new YouTube algorithm. So that's why it looks like huge chunks, but really it's just like you look at the actual analytics, it's just, you know, I gain 4, lose 3, that type of thing. Yeah. So I went down like 10 over the course of a month. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good in the hood, man, because I don't do this for clout, all right? I do this to provide a public service to the good people of the internet. All right, so we're gonna go into this finally. Yeah, thanks. Definitely unsubscribe and subscribe over and over. That like bumps up my subscriber count. So we're gonna jump into this. I've said that 20 times. Like I get like my friends always like roast me because every time I'm leaving somewhere, I'm like, all right, let's go. All right, let's go. And I'm never ready to go, but I just get hyped to do stuff. All right, so here we go. First question. I'm gonna shut up so you guys can work, and let's get it. Okay, question number 2. Question number 3. Okay, get your answers in. Number 4. Okay, number 5. Okay, get your answers in. Number 6. Okay, get your answers in. Number 7. Okay, get your answers in. 8. Okay, get your answers in. Number 9. Okay, 2 more. 10 and 11. Whoa. 10. Last question. All right, that's it. How do you guys do? I guess you guys don't know yet, 100%, but let's go. Let's go back and look. What did you guys, what do you guys think of the passage? Pretty exciting stuff, right? Pretty exciting. I don't know if you guys can even imagine how excited I was when I found this Wikipedia article. I was pretty pumped. Mediocre. That's fair. I'll take that. It was hooking. Okay, well, I'll take that. I will absolutely take that. On a Friday in January, I will take that. Not bad at all. It was not boring. Thanks, sorry. I'll take not boring any day of the week. Although, to be honest, I did try to make it a little boring. I mean, I didn't go into like the chemical compositions, but we'll see how you guys did. I feel like you guys are getting better, so I will keep my fingers crossed that we have some good scores today. I noticed nobody wants to put their scores into the chat to see before we start saying what the answers are. Just in case, I'll give you guys a little bit more time in case you want to throw your scores into the chat. I get it if you don't. I get it if you don't. But it's risky. It's cocky. Thanks, Crunchy. Henry's got guts. How many languages am I fluent in? English. I can get by with a little bit of Spanish. And that's it. I know how to code a little bit, but just a little bit. Rachel coming in. Cocky. We'll see. We'll see. Will the passages on the SAT be interesting? No, I do a pretty good job, I think. Pat myself on the back. I think I do a pretty good job of imitating it. Generally, when they want to do, yeah, we'll go to the answers, Tony, for sure. Generally, what they want to do is make the reading comprehension really boring. This grammar stuff, they don't really care. They don't really like, they just make passages. It's not as big of a deal. All right, so let's go into this. Let's talk about this passage. Number one, you go to the answer choices right away. What do you notice? You notice it's a difference in words. What types of words are these? These are verbs. So we are looking at verb tense here. Or actually, no, they're not verbs. It's a noun. The effort, we do have using, so we could just go with the verb, or we could use a noun. So we know we're in the word choice. It's not necessarily just a verb. It's not necessarily just a noun. We're in word choice. Is it parallelism? No. Is it a misplaced modifier? No. Is it a faulty comparison? They are most commonly utilized. Let me get on my thing here. Hold up. They are most commonly utilized to kill light debris. Oh no, this is the sentence. Automatic floor cleaners are magnitudes more efficient than. Whenever you see the than with an A, bro, that's a comparison. What are the two things we are comparing? We are comparing automatic floor cleaners, and currently we're comparing the effort it takes to use a mop and a bucket. So that's a faulty comparison. We can't compare a cleaning product to the effort it takes to use a different cleaning product. We can compare one cleaning product to another cleaning product, or we can compare the effort it takes to do one cleaning product to the effort it takes to do the other cleaning product. An example that gets thrown around a lot is that Harvard's English class is more difficult than Shakespeare. Most people would go, oh, I mean, understanding Shakespeare, but that's not what the sentence says. The sentence says Harvard's English class is more difficult than Shakespeare. That's wrong, because the difficulty of a course can't be compared to just a person or, you know, a library. It has to be compared with the difficulty of reading Shakespeare. So that's what we have here. This is a faulty comparison. So we need to delete the underline, or we need to change it to we actually just delete the underlined portion. We delete this portion that says the effort, and the sentence reads, automatic floor cleaners are magnitudes more efficient than a mop and bucket. Bang. So the answer to number 1 is D. Let me see. Rachel got it right. Okay, we're good. We're good here. Would you consider yourself an intellectual, intelligent person, or that one guy in class that everyone thought got the answer completely wrong, but that one guy turned out to be the only one right? Yeah, that's obviously what you'd want to be. Yeah, dude, you're soaring. You broke through. You broke through the clouds. You're on the other side now. That's so funny. All right, number 2, going in. We're going in. We're going in. All right. Which choice best transitions? And I understand that is, you guys are under a little bit of a strain because I'm giving you 45 seconds per question, but sometimes it's like 15 seconds, minute. I understand that, but I'm just trying to get you on a clip. You know what I mean? Well, I'll figure out a way to do it better in the future. All right. So which choice is the best transition from the previous paragraph to this one, or the current one that we are in? Let's see. Our answer choices are currently automatic floor cleaners are used widely in corporate environments. All right, so let's see what's before that sentence and let's see what's after the sentence. Before the sentence, we have the thing we just looked at, and it says automatic floor cleaners are magnitude more efficient than the mop and bucket. And then after it, it says at the front of the machine, the cleaning solution, and it looks like it's going into how it works, how this automatic floor cleaner works. So we need to transition into how it works from just talking about how good it is in comparison to mops or whatever. So into the answer choices, the first one, automatic floor cleaners are just no change, are used widely in corporate environments. I don't really know. The next paragraph, part of the paragraph talks about how it works, doesn't really talk about where they're used. The previous paragraph doesn't really talk about corporate environments. That's a nay for me. Number 2, automatic floor cleaners are so productive because they're self-contained. Okay, so that includes how good they are. That also includes that we're going to be talking about how they work. I like B. C, auto scrubbers, as they're sometimes called, are large machines. Now, that's okay, but it just is like a blah. It doesn't really connect to how great they are in the previous paragraph or connect to how they work in the next paragraph. So it just seems unremarkable. And then D, cleaning with a mop and bucket is really no longer used. Yeah, that just talks about the mop and bucket from the previous paragraph. So yeah, this is B. Number 2 is B. Yeah. Number 3, good one. Next is the brush, which agitate the cleaning solution against the floor. We look at the answer choices. All of the answer choices are different verbs. So with verbs, we need to check parallelism, that the tense is correct and that it belongs to the correct noun. With number 3, agitate, what is doing or who is doing the agitation? The brush is doing the agitation. So even though the brush is before that comma, this is what's doing the agitation. This brush is agitating. So you can't say brush agitate. It has to be agitates. And that's the answer choice B. Now, we could say D, but that's not the correct tense. And same thing with D. C and D are not the correct tense. Yep, because to loosen soil, right, lifts, everything's in present tense. All right, so we chilling, we cruising. Number 3 is B, agitates. Number 4, great question. I know, what a great question. Let's see if I can get it all on the screen. I'm sorry I didn't even scroll this well enough. All right, so number 4, we're in. We made it. It asks, at this point, the author would like to include the following. Mop and bucket combines soap, water, and gray water, which makes the result less clean. Should the writer make this addition here? Okay, well, let's see. Yes, because it completes a comparison from earlier in the paragraph. That's incorrect because that comparison to a mop and bucket is in the previous paragraph, not the paragraph that number 4 is in. Keeping in mind, we're in number 4, all we're doing is talking about how it works. B, yes, because it supports the author's opinion. I don't think that's really the author's opinion. That doesn't seem correct to me. No, because it distracts from the main idea of the paragraph. Well, I am, I'm leaning towards that guy. Just because the main idea of the paragraph is how this automatic floor scrubber works, not how it works in comparison to the old way to do it, or how it works in comparison to, less efficient ways. It's just talking about how the thing works. So then to just throw in a mop and bucket jab doesn't really seem appropriate to what the paragraph is talking about. So C is pretty good. D, no, because it is redundant. Redundant when we don't talk about a mop and bucket combining gray water, so that's not redundant. The answer to number 4 is C. We are cruising. We are absolutely cruising here. Number 5. I feel like this one is easier than yesterday's. I feel like yesterday's was really hard, but yeah. Tony, what'd you put for number 4, dude? What'd you put for number 4? Whoa, Crunchy only had missed one. Nice, dude. Nice. Okay, we cruising. Number 5. We look at all of those words. The words are changing. They're kind of transition words, but we have a fanboy in there too. So it's not just transition words. We have a fanboy. So yes, we need to worry about transition, but because that fanboy, we also need to worry about sentence structure. So let's look at what the transition is, and then we'll go into it. So what is before the transition for number 5? Cylindrical brushes are also circular. Okay, what's after the transition? They are spun perpendicular to the floor. Okay, that does not seem contradictory to me. Doesn't even seem logical to me. It just seems, it could be contradictory because they're also circular like the disc brushes, because disc brushes are flat and circular. Okay, so cylindrical brushes are also circular. They're different though because they're spun perpendicular. Okay, so we actually do have a opposing transition in here. You put B for that one? I'm sorry, guys. Let me go back. Let me see that real quick. B is opinion. Yeah, we don't need the author's opinion, but I'm sure you know that, Tony. All right, so back on 5. So we do have a little bit of a contradictory because we're saying yes, they are also circular like the disc brush. But on the other hand, they are spun perpendicular rather than flat. Okay, so we do have 2 choices here for contradictory. And normally that means that contradictory is not correct, which is partially why I put it here. Because if you have the word in addition and you also have additionally, they can't both be right, you know what I mean? So they're both wrong. So, but in this case, they're not actually the exact same, because even though they both express contradictory kind of logic, that fanboy is huge, because what you see is a comma right before 5. It's a small highlight, but you see that right before 5, there's a comma. What's up, Shad? New profile, who this? So this brush type is ideal. Oh, no, wrong sentence. Cylindrical brushes are also circular. Complete sentence. They are spun perpendicular to the floor. Complete sentence. So we have to use a fanboy in there in order to combine both of those complete sentences and be contradictory. However, is contradictory, but that would be a comma splice, because a comma transition word is not a period, but a comma fanboy is a period. So the answer to number 5 is C, but. I thought that was a good question. That was a pretty sneaky question. Okay, number 6. This allows it to pick up large debris. Okay, we go to the answer choices. They're all changes of words, but I'm noticing they're changes of nouns. So we're going to be dealing with pronouns. Actually, let me hit up Infernus's question really quick. Why transition when you can dispatch your atoms in one location and reassemble them in another location by using a futuristic machine composed of sophisticated functions, also called teleportation? Good question. You're asking the tough questions. I don't know. Why are we learning any of this? Because we're all just going to be in space being taken care of by robots in the future. Ooh, Streak died. That was a hard question, dude. I got to swerve you guys sometimes. I got to do it. Okay? These are high quality. That's all I got to say. Number 6, I would actually be disappointed, if you guys just kept crushing my material. Number 6, so we know that the difference in the answer choices are nouns. So we know we're probably dealing with pronouns. Pronouns need to be 3 things. They need to check that they are matching, that they are the correct number, and that they are not vague. So let's go into it. What does the it refer to? What does this it refer to? This allows it. So what is the it? Probably the brush, right? They are spun perpendicular to the floor. Brushes, they. So this allows them. So this needs to be B, them, because the they is, yeah. Yeah. Little pat on the back. So, all right, number 6 is B, them. Now, some will be like, oh, well, what about C, automatic floor cleaner? Because that would clear up the vagueness of it, because you could just say it's the cleaner that picks it up, right? But you got to plug that back into the sentence. It would read, this allows automatic floor cleaner to pick up larger debris. And you would need to say a automatic floor cleaner, or an automatic floor cleaner, or automatic floor cleaners to pick up larger debris. Because it's singular and there's no a, then yeah, that's incorrect. Number 7. Number 7. I learned a lot today about floor cleaners making this passage, guys. I'm learning a lot. The vibration shakes loose stubborn streaks, grease, and removes stains on the floor. Going to the answer choices, we have verbs. So what are the things we need to check to make sure are correct with verbs? We need to check that they match the noun, the number of noun, that they are in the correct tense, and that there's parallelism involved. The right noun for this would be removes. What's doing the removing? Vibration. So vibration removes, that's fine. Tense, present, that's fine. Parallelism. Parallelism. The vibration shakes loose. What does it shake loose? Stubborn streaks. What else does it shake loose? Grease. What else does it shake loose? Remove stains on the floor? No. We don't need that verb in there. It branches after loose. It shakes loose streaks, grease, and stains on the floor. We don't need that extra verb. So the answer to number 7 is D, delete the underlined portion because of parallelism. The very sneaky verb question that they don't use that often, but yeah, that's what it is. Would you say the SAT is harder or easier than this on average? I think this is actually pretty average passage. It's pretty average. If you could delete one thing that exists today while bringing something back from the past, what would they be? I don't know. That's a good question. What's up, Hong? Oh, thanks, PT Videos. Yeah, that's a really old person. Yeah, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thanks. The new setup, the new digs, the new command center. Okay, I'll have to think about that in fairness. Number 8. My immediate instinct was the dodo bird. Bring that guy back. Looked pretty chill to me. And what would I get rid of? Non-skippable ads. Number 8. Good. So we go to the answer choices. This is a question. Which choice most logically continues the argument from the previous sentence? Let's read the previous sentence. And what is it talking about? The vibration shakes loose stubborn streaks, grease, and stains on the floor. So we're talking about how the vibration works and how it removes dirt. All right. So as is, this is similar to the way mechanical toothbrushes break up plaque. That's talking about how a vibrating thing can remove dirt. That's pretty good. The other ones, there are potential for other styles of brush, but for now, the square brush is the best. We're not talking about comparing it to other brushes or that's supremacy. The vibration can become uncomfortable to employees while handling the machine. That talks about the vibration, but is that the argument? Is that the vibration is like tough to handle? No. So yes, it uses the correct words, but no, that doesn't further our argument on how good the vibration is to lift up dirt. D, automatic floor cleaners with a square brush are highly sought after and expensive. That's ridiculous. We're not talking about their price at all. Bring back the Titanic? No way. I love that movie. I want the movie to get made, so the Titanic needs to sink. Because I want that movie made. All right, number 9. Oh yeah, so that one's no change. No change because the mechanical toothbrush vibrates, cleans dirt. That furthers the argument on how vibrations can lift dirt. Number 9. The reach of an automatic floor cleaner is limited by obstacles, floors underneath desks, areas under countertops, and smaller. Yeah, this is the punctuation one. A. Yeah, what was the answer to number 7? I got you, bro. Yeah, it's D. You gotta delete that because of parallelism with the verb. Thanks, Hong. 9. So we're looking at the answer choices. They all have differences in punctuation. Because of that, we know we're going to be dealing with punctuation, and we need to look at the sentence structure of the sentence. Sorry. click the wrong thing. Almost made a quick getaway there. All right, so number 9. Floors underneath desks. All right, another list. I write in lists. Do you guys realize that? I use like a ton of branching structures, and man, I gotta switch it up. Floors underneath desks, areas under countertops, and smaller closets all require a second pass. So we have a list here. That's our first list comma. This needs to have a comma because we do use the Oxford comma between the second item and the and. And then one of the answer choices, a lot of them have commas before all right? But let's look at the actual sentence structure that we're dealing with. Our subject of this sentence is 3 things. I just highlighted it. The subject to our sentence are floors underneath desks, areas under countertops, and smaller closets. That's our subject. What's our verb? Require. So we do not want to put a comma after closets, because then that would separate our big noun of 3 things from the verb of require. You wouldn't say Sarah, comma, swims, right? You don't separate the noun from the verb using a comma. So no comma after closets. That is not a non-essential modifier. That's the verb that is super essential to the sentence, because otherwise we just have a big noun. So we do need to have the Oxford comma right here before the and no comma right there. The answer choice that gives us that is C. So the answer to number 9 is C. Diaz. Another punctuation question. What a time to be alive. Automatic floor scrubbers have practically replaced mops and buckets. A new technology is on the horizon. Stupid. Okay, so right now we have a colon. That's fine, kind of. Automatic floor scrubbers have practically replaced mops and buckets. That's a full sentence, so we can have a colon. But what is after the colon doesn't really clarify or have anything to do with it. So normally with a colon, are you getting redemption for today's math? Probably not. So that colon's fine, but everything after the colon doesn't address what's before the colon. Like you wouldn't say, I'm going to the beach, colon, I'm watching Gundam on TV. You know, it's like, what? You said you're going to the beach. So it's not really related. So I'm not really vibing on A, no change. Let's see what else we have. We have the word however added. I don't think that helps. You don't want to contradict your colon. That's kind of what I'm talking about there. All right, so let's look at D, right? So it puts a period after buckets. So what would that read like? Automatic floor scrubbers have practically replaced mops and buckets, period. That looks good to me. Then it would read, although a new technology is on the horizon. Ooh, that's a problem. Because although is a dependent marker. So it ruins a sentence, right? I can say it's raining, and that's a sentence. But if I say, although it's raining, it's kind of like a cliffhanger. You're like, what? Although it's raining, what? Are you going to stay inside? Are you going to order food? Like, what are you going to do because it's raining? So that's incorrect. even though the before the period's all good, after the period is not a complete sentence. So it is C, that comma fanboy. Ooh, that comma fanboy. Then we can launch into a new technology is on the horizon, and that's a complete sentence, and we're good to go. So the answer to number 10 is C. Last question. I'm trying to explain this as fast as possible, but let me know if it's still too slow, because I feel like this is taking forever. Once the employees go home in the evening, the smart floor cleaner will emerge and clean the floors consistently on night. All right, so looking at the answer choices, we know that there's a difference in words. The words aren't consistent. A lot of prepositions are in there, so we know we might be dealing with idioms. Nobody says on night. I'll see you on night. People say at night, okay? In the nighttime is a little too long. Just say at night. However, what do we got here? Once the employees go home in the evening. We've already said it comes out at night. So we don't need to say at night again. That's redundant. So the answer to 11 is D. Delete the underlined portion. Because we don't need to say at night again. We've already said in the evening. I mean, just once the employees go in the evening or go home in the evening, the smart floor will emerge at night. You don't really need to say that. We already said it's the evening. So yeah, delete the underlined portion. And that's it. We made it. Barely. How'd you guys do? When do you think you should start studying for the SAT? I think the earliest you want to start studying is like second half sophomore year. So if you're a sophomore right now, start studying. Because it is unlike any other test you've had to take. Because normally when a teacher puts out a test, the average person gets like a B. Maybe the average person gets a C in your class, probably not, probably higher. The SAT, the average person gets an F. And they're only allowed to use concepts that you've already learned. So it's not that it's like, I don't know, it's just a very difficult test. Let's just say that. You would be getting rid of time and get back Wait, so Sari says you would get rid of time and get back centuries. But if you get rid of time, then I prefer my answer, the dodo birds and non-skippable ads. It just, everybody's quality of life goes up huge. So yeah, some of these questions were hard. I will give you that. But I don't think they're impossible. Do you guys have any questions about any of them? I did my best to explain. Hardest question, in my opinion, probably this guy right here. Where is it? This number 5. It's pretty tough. It's interesting because it totally presents itself as just like a transition problem. And when you see the but and the however, it's not immediately obvious that it's an opposite. But then again, I don't know. I kind of don't. Number 7's pretty money. I think number 9's, I think most people got number 9. Yeah, maybe number 11, this redundant one. Because look at the layers in this. On night, and whoa, on night. So people are thinking, okay, that sounds weird. I have to fix it so it doesn't sound weird. Then they go to the answer choice and they go at night. That's what it should be. In the nighttime, too, quote, quote, wordy. Don't ever say that. There's no such thing as wordy. Now, there's reasons why it's not efficiently built. A sentence is efficiently built, but just because you count the words and there's a number of words higher, that doesn't mean it's wrong. So yeah, I think a lot of people would go and they go, oh, at night. Dude, Crunchy, you got 10 out of 11? That's real good, dude. That's really nice. Yeah, so keep in mind, dudes, if you get to a question and you're like, I know exactly what to do, let me do it. All right, I'm moving on. That could be a trap. Like, it shouldn't feel like you're just gliding through at all. It should feel like a constant grind, going into your technique, asking what it could be, checking all the other things it could be. Like the redundant thing. If you didn't know to check for redundancy, how would you know that at night? You know what I mean? The chat's glitched for you. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the chat actually. It hasn't like moved. It hasn't moved on the screen in a minute. Oh, there it is. Yeah, the chat's a little weird today. Okay. All right, dudes. I think I am gonna like call it kind of a easy day today. I think I'm just gonna call it a little early. If you guys have any final questions for the week, any pressing questions, I could read your future. I could read your past lives, life advice, mathematical quandaries, grammatical quandaries. I recently just edited this person's college application just for grammar mistakes. That was interesting. He's a rapper. He like sent me some of his, he sent me like his SoundCloud and stuff. It's pretty good. This might be where I ride into the sunset. So we are also kind of finishing up with grammar. So I think next week we might do 1 or 2 days, maybe a little more of grammar, but we are eventually going to get off of it. We can either go back to math or we could try to do reading comprehension. Reading comprehension is historically very difficult to get it down in the stream, because like, how much can you read? Like, this passage is like, the text is blown up so much, you know what I mean? It's like you can't even like to have like a whole 1,000-word reading passage. Like, this passage was like 400 words, so like a third of the size of a reading passage. And what am I supposed to do, just scroll through it like this? You know what I mean? Like, I'll figure it out. I'll use my 150 IQ to figure it out. You went ice skating? Nice, dude. That sounds like a super chill January activity. Big approve. Or we might just end up going back to math, just because it's so easy and there's so much math we still have to hit. Can I make a video on high school admissions and or how to use a TI calc for beginners? So high school admissions, like I know the SHSAT, that's it. I'm not like, there's like an entire industry of professional people who get paid to help kids get into high schools. And I'm just like, I just don't. Yeah, so I don't know if I can offer as much advice about that. How to use a TI calc? The Mafia? Yeah, bro, I can help you use a Mafia calculator for sure. They're super huge, dude. If you get familiar with the graphing function, I know it's graphing calculator, but like the actual graphing function is kind of hard to use, but if you know how to, it's like you can solve age game systems of equations. You can like crush those so fast. So yeah, maybe I will once I get a TI, because I just always use my students. Because I don't want to pay $80. Maybe I'll like jump on Craigslist, see if I can get them. Yeah, but if you do have a specific question on the calculator in general, shoot me an email. I got you. I got you. Okay, have we done it? We've done it, guys. Well, that's how Mafia works. Dude, I've told you guys why Texas Instruments, the best calculator company in the world, they're the best. They're the best. If you're listening, you guys are the best. But don't mess with Texas Instrument. That's all I gotta say. Don't get on their bad side. It's like College Board or like Pearson's. They're like one of these mega companies. Yeah, the calcs are expensive. 10 years ago, what type of phone did people have? Crappy phone. Couldn't surf the internet, couldn't play videos really. 10 years ago. Guess how much TI-83s cost 10 years ago? $80. Guess how much they cost 10 years later? $80. Guess what phones can do now? You can basically live your life off of a cell phone. TI Inspire has so many buttons. Yeah. Some of those higher end calculators are like kind of ridiculous what they can do. That's why, obviously they have to limit them at one point. You can't have a calculator that like can just do math for you. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's a reason why these calculators are still $80, even though they're the exact same thing. Motherboards and silicon chips have gotten a lot cheaper to make. But those calculators are still really expensive. You know why? That's because Texas Instrument is like, this is how much we're selling these calculators for, $80. They're the best, so deal with it. That's it. And our calculators are featured in most textbooks, so deal with it. Tough. Give us $80 for $5 in plastic and $10 in computer parts. Give us $80. Yeah, I'm just giving life advice now. I'm just slanging. It's 80. It's not 80. It's $100. Oh my god, dude. You could go to like a second-hand like computer store and get a legitimate computer for $100. What are we doing with a TI-83? You know what I'm saying? Like, the games aren't even good. The games that you can get on the TI-83, not even good. Baseball's kind of good. Fall Down is kind of good. But for $100, like, you gotta take like Nintendo DS cartridges or something. You know what I'm saying? For $80, $100, you better play my Game Boy games. You better be able to plug into my phone. You know what I'm saying? Nah. They just do you dirty like that. Blows my mind, man. Blows my mind. right. I think that's enough rant nation, rant time. Yeah, I gotta get going. Enjoy your weekend, guys. I will see you on the flip side. What a time to be alive. Dude, your teacher made you reset yours before midterm. All your games are lost. Big F. Didn't have to be like that. It's a massacre. Absolute massacre. And it's not like there's an app store for TI-83. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done. I'm not gonna get back into it. You guys have a great weekend. I'll see you guys Monday.